We're back! How you going? Have I got some ripping news for you? I've come across this thing that it sucks in your guts and makes your waist look tiny, and you don't have to do nothing. All the top end celebs, they're all rocking it. Right? I'm lucky enough, right, that my cousin, Pretty Ricky, he's got this mate who gave us one. You want to see it? You want to see it? I'll show you. I'll go get it. Wait right there. Don't move. Okay, team. So what you do is you want to make sure that you've got your hooks and your clips all ready to go because she's a bit tight. But you lift up your top, roll it up so it's nice and lovely. Right, now from this position, what you do is you grab your waist trainer and just like you would with your jeans, it's going to be a bit tight. You've got to suck it in, right? So ready? Okay, today we're putting a stop to the current trend within the fitness industry, and that is the use of waist trainers. It's a quick history. Waist trainers are the modern day knockoff of corsets. Corsets were worn back in the day to create the illusion of a tiny waist, which highlighted what then people thought to be the picture of beauty. Moving forward to the current day, and people are now using them to shrink their waist. The bro science will have you believe that by wearing them, you will atrophy your stomach muscles, giving the illusion of a tiny waist. Quick side note, atrophy means muscles get smaller, hypertrophy means muscles get bigger. Okay, so let's begin at atrophy of the waist muscles and why this isn't a smart idea. The purpose of the waist muscles is to help movement of the trunk, forward, back, side, side. And arguably the most important function is to stabilize the spine, creating a rock-hard, stable platform. It is common knowledge that a muscle pulling or pushing from a stable platform minimizes chance of injury and also generates greater tension on the chosen working muscle. This was expressed in the article, The Relationships Between Core Stability and Squat Ratio in Resistance-Trained Males. Time under tension or mechanical tension is a huge factor for muscle hypertrophy. Weakening this platform to push or pull from by employing the tactic of using a waist trainer will impact directly on all lifts such as your squat and most likely atrophy every muscle because you are not getting that intensity, that load and that volume through those working muscles to maintain that muscle's capacity. But what if you trained abdominal muscles while wearing the corset throughout the day? There's a fair chance you're indirectly training them throughout other lifts anyway, but training your abdominals would stimulate them. This will result in them holding their size, so it makes the waist trainer a rather pointless accessory. Training your midsection and its ability to draw closer and tighter to the spine develops two sets of skills, which is fantastic. The first is known as switching on your core, and your core is your platform that you lift from. The second is called performing a vacuum. A vacuum is a fancy way of saying sucking it in and is a very common and popular pose performed by the bodybuilding community to make their waist look smaller. To perform this, you need to perform abdominal drawing in maneuvers. According to the article, changes in deep abdominal muscle thickness during common trunk strengthening exercises using ultrasound imaging, abdominal drawing in maneuvers resulted in an increased changes in transverse abdominis muscle thickness, while minimal changes in internal oblique muscle thickness occurred. So practicing a vacuum pose or any pose that draws your midsection in will make your abdominals both stronger and slightly thicker. But the worst thing you can do is then not employ the tactic of practicing your posing to avoid getting a thicker stomach, because if you can't control your midsection on stage, then it's going to look bigger anyway. Next, let's discuss the adverse health effects quickly. According to the study, changes in physiological responses by pressure of a non-elastic corset found digestion of the stomach and lung function are inhibited due to high corset pressure. All areas of lung function decreased significantly, body perspiration was lesser, and blood flow became unbalanced, marked by the flow to the fingertips. The effect of the corset pressure on physiological responses of the body is increased more when exercising than when at rest. The impact on stomach digestion has serious implications on recovery, and one of the last areas you want to affect in a negative way when trying to build a great physique. Also, with unbalanced blood flow, less oxygen, overheating, and the body working greater while exercising versus at rest, not only is passing out a real possibility, but this is enough to suggest to never wear a corset while training. Like ever. Discuss the elephant in the room. It helps me lose fat. Nope, it doesn't. The only way you can lose fat is by turning stored fat into ATP and using that ATP during exercise or simply staying alive. Then, in order to prevent replacing that fat with more fat, we need to be in a calorie deficit. Oh, spewing! You're kidding! Oh, well, see ya! There are 3 ways to create a calorie deficit. Number 1, lessen the calories coming in and maintain energy output. Number 2, increase energy output and maintain calories coming in. Number 3, combine the both. So, decrease calories coming in and increase energy output. Not at any point in this process does wearing a waist trainer help. The only possible help it offers is maybe a psychological benefit. By seeing a smaller waist, you may feel as if you're attaining faster results. Therefore, motivation will drive a calorie deficit and make you feel like sticking to your diet for a longer period of time. Finally, my take-home demonstration is this. Here I have a shoe, and these shoelaces represent your stomach. These are your ribs, and this is your hips. You can see when I apply something around the waist and then remove it, it reverts straight back to its original position. This is happening with your midsection and the use of a waist trainer. Strongly advise removing the waist trainer altogether, and if you're concerned about having a smaller waist, FYI, your self-worth is not determined by how big your waistline is, but rather the person you are within. Simply concentrate your energy on the ability to draw your stomach muscles in towards your spine and holding this position. Couple that with a calorie deficit and you're well on your way to having a smaller looking waistline. Don't say that. No, I didn't. Did I actually? Fuck.
That's from when we got it looped in.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, we're not telling Tegan about that.
Well, just like, can't happen.
I'm telling you, we're getting it on, ready?
You're a nutter.
Oh. All right. Have you got it or not?
No. Give me.
All right, one more time. Ready?
You give it to me. You just breathe in, son.
Are we in?
No.
Are we in?
No. No.
We're not getting in.
You ate too much food today.